Deadlock. I never thought I would actually enjoy playing this game, but it surprised me. I've always hated the MOBA genre. Never really looked interesting, especially the games like World of Warcraft, League of Legends, the top-down type games. They just looked boring. And I guess Smite exists, but I've never really seen much of it, but I hear it's kinda like Deadlock. But the topic of this video is Deadlock, and how someone like me, who used to hate the game, now loves it. This is... To start, my intro to Deadlock was through my buddy Trey. He would constantly play it, to the point it felt like I literally had to start playing it or we would just never play anything. And after playing, I could understand his addiction. It is fun, but the one thing I would always see is how long every game would take. Sometimes it would take 30 minutes, sometimes it would take an hour, or sometimes even longer, but it looked draining. And to make it worse, the respawn times. I've never been someone that liked respawn time. I want to die, respawn, and get back in the action. Games like TF2, I'd get annoyed because the respawn time would be ruthless. Sometimes I would die and get a 30-second respawn time, respawn and then get spawn killed, and then have to wait another 30 seconds. That's not very fun. But Deadlock can have up to 90-second respawns, an entire minute and a half. Might as well scroll some reels or do fucking dishes or anything else for that long. But it does work out. You need those long respawn times or the game would genuinely last forever. Another positive about these respawns is it's scaled. So in the beginning of the game, whenever you're doing no damage, you'll only have like a 5-second respawn or something like that. And it'll get a little longer the more you start upgrading your character, which in my opinion makes it a whole lot better than TF2 because the respawn times are never scaled, I don't think, and always pretty sucky. But anyways, another thing that can be pretty intimidating starting out is the map. The map just looks huge, and there's a bunch of little icons that you don't know what anything means, and it's really confusing at first. The game is very confusing when you first start. There's a lot of things you need to learn, like movement, another thing that's honestly a little complicated. Celeste is supposed to be one of the fastest characters in the game, or at least potentially because of all the things you can do, and I don't even know how to do like all the things that you can do. And it's not too complicated, but you really just have to know how to keep momentum. If you look at some of the people that have a lot more experience with the game, then you'll see their movement is a lot faster than what you'll probably see in my pretty garbage clips that I have. But you know, I do my best. You know, I'm trying, I'm learning. Speaking of Celeste, she was the first character that I actually played. I thought her primary was pretty nice. The fact that it could bank shot was pretty cool. I like doing, you know, bank shots and stuff, but I didn't really like how weak her other abilities were. Her 3 was very nice. I could hit behind walls, but in my opinion, getting kill confirms as Celeste is pretty difficult. I had trouble at least, but that's just me being bad. The one thing I did enjoy about her though, or another thing I guess, is her ult. The fact that you can throw a ball out and when it's max upgraded, it banks 18 times. So it's pretty damn good. And there's a lot of the time that you'll throw it out and the enemies will be retreating, but because they're so close to each other, they'll just accidentally kill each other with it. So it's pretty awesome. But then I started playing Rem. One time I got queued into a street brawl match, and by round 4, I just knew that character was for me. The fact that you have a pillow that explodes and it can do a ridiculous amount of damage is fun.
Maurice so low, bro. I hit him for 2K.
Well, I got petrified, bro.
I love bro. I fucking love bro. Holy shit. And you can literally throw it like a fucking tomahawk in Call of Duty and hit across the maps. So, you know, it's a really damn fun character. I can literally just jump to teammates and heal them and not die most of the time, so I can get out of bullshit. He's kind of a bullshit character. He has minions that he can throw out and buff other minions or steal their sinners. He's a really good character. As well as his ult just being able to combo into his pillow, so you can basically do 1,000 damage guaranteed late game. But that is another thing that was intimidating to me about the game, was the health. I never liked when games had a ridiculous health pool. I've always like hated that. I've always been against it. But I'm finally starting to like make exceptions to it, because whenever you finally do like get built and you have a bunch of upgrades and the other team just isn't counter buying you, it can be so satisfying to just obliterate them. And I'm just a little guy too. All I have is a little fucking pillow and I'm just fucking obliterating them with it. In conclusion of that, Rem is the GOAT, and you know, that's just my character.
This is not good.
Dustin. I believe in you. Do it, Dustin. Do it. Do it. I believe in you. I believe in you.
Oh no.
Rim, I'll buy you fucking chilies if you do this.
Shoot the big thing.
Dustin, you're so fucking goated. That's my goat. That's my fucking goats right there.
Obviously, Deadlock isn't a perfect game. It can be pretty annoying. But if you could learn to not really care and just kind of take the losses and just kind of deal with trashy teammates, it could be pretty worth getting into. But if you're like known to get mad at games, especially at like your teammates, I honestly couldn't recommend it. Sometimes you will get the worst team ever, and it will seem like the other team is either professional or they're your level, and you just get the worst rank on your team. And while some characters can carry in the game, like I've noticed like Mina and Viper, and honestly a decent few characters, they can carry through a few bad players. A character like Rem, it can be a lot worse because I'm half support, half damage in a way. If anything, more support, because even the pillow and my ult serve their support purposes, because I can sleep them and have our team get away, or even my pillow can knock, enemies back for melees. So Rem is more of a support than damage, but at the same time, he can for sure help the team do damage, especially with his ult. And I know gun Rem is a lot more viable for like carrying teams, but I'm not confident in that yet. So, maybe one day. But I was also the guy that was stuck in Initiate for a long time. I mean, I'm barely Seeker 4 right now. I have about 130 something hours, I think, and most of those was literally spent in Street Brawl. Just, playing that because I thought it was fun. It hasn't been until recently that I've actually been interested in just playing Standard. And I've been having a lot of fun with Standard, even though, the matches can last forever. I think it's been fun. But if you are starting out on the game, I really do recommend that you play Street Brawl, just because it's a lot more beginner friendly. You'll be able to learn all the upgrades a lot quicker, I think. And it's just a little bit better of a beginning experience, because there's not as much stress. There's no competitive stress. It's just learn the upgrades, and you just kind of get dealt what you got. It's kind of like a roguelike in a way, or roguelike game mode in a way. Another good thing about Street Brawl versus Standard is if you are just getting stomped in a match, it won't last half an hour. Most of the time it will last 10 minutes if it's really that bad of a stomp. But I've honestly experienced a ton of games to where either the other team or my team would go 2-0, and then the other team just comes back and just gets way better upgrades and just kicks the shit out of you. But sometimes you also get the good upgrades and you get to kick the shit out of people. So that's the fun part of Street Brawl. Deadlock really is a good game. And I think the attitude I once had is super toxic. I'm trying to be better, be more open. There isn't a reason to just shit on games because it doesn't look good to you, because that doesn't do anything. It's easy to hate, easy just to dismiss things and call it stupid, but it's important to not do that. Nobody likes that guy. And it's unfortunate that someone I've been. I want to change that and have a better perspective. Build people up instead of knock them down. I would shit on Trey constantly about Deadlock, literally all the time. And look where I'm at now. Looking pretty fucking stupid, huh? Pretty sure there's a complex piece of literature that covers this exact situation. But back to the main topic. If you like hero shooters like Overwatch or Rivals, honestly, you'd probably have a decent time on Deadlock. Now, the one thing everyone says is, oh, you need about 20 hours before the game is fun. And I guess that's a little true whenever it comes to like learning it. I think you'll have fun within like the first couple hours, in all honesty, just because, especially if you're playing Street Brawl and there's just not as much stress, it's a lot better. And you'll be able to learn a lot more. It is a very rewarding game, and I wish I would have given it a chance sooner, because this game is fucking phenomenal, and I can't wait to see what it turns into.